So you ran a small career experiment, maybe you led a workshop, wrote a blog post, shadowed someone in a role you're curious about, or just had an exploratory conversation. Now what? Today we're talking about one of the next most important steps, but often skipped steps in the creative process of career change, and that's listening to what your experiment is trying to tell you. Because the goal here is not perfection or performance. The goal is information. Start with how did it feel? And this is where your reflective skills come in. How did that tiny experiment make you feel? Because your feelings are valuable data. So start by asking, what gave me energy? What drained me? What felt natural? What felt clunky or forced? And don't overanalyze, just notice, be honest, pay attention to you. Not necessarily what you're supposed to feel, but actually you're tuning into this right kind of feedback. Did you feel more like yourself? Did the day feel lighter? Did the task feel like a should? Or could I really get to do this? These quiet signals are often more important than external praise because they're telling you if something aligns with your values, your energy, and your stage of life. Take note of the unexpected, because sometimes the most important part of an experiment isn't the thing you set out to test, it's what you didn't expect. Maybe you went to a networking event and didn't love the topic, but you actually loved the conversations. Maybe teaching drained you, but mentoring one-to-one really lit you up. These are clues. You are gathering them like puzzle pieces, and so trust that a picture is forming. So here's the question I love. What would I love to do more of, even if no one paid me to do it yet? This doesn't mean you have to do it for free forever. It just helps you tap into that intrinsic motivation, your spark, your why. And remember, not every spark has to become a job. Sometimes it becomes a hobby, a side project, or just part of your identity that gets space again. So in terms of next steps, do not rush. Now is not the time to pressure yourself into a big leap. It's time to sit with what you've learnt and ask, what might I try next? What's one slightly bigger experiment I could do? What's something I want to feel again? This is how we build a new direction, not in one giant decision, but in these small steps stacked onto each other. So if you've run a tiny experiment, well done, but don't rush past the gold. Sit with it. Listen to what your body, your energy, and your heart is trying to say, because they usually know something long before your brain catches up. So in this next video, we'll talk about how to take all of this feedback and then begin shaping a vision, one that is rooted in reality, aligned to your life, and still leaves space for some possibility. You're probably closer than you think, so I hope to see you there.